Okay, so we're gonna have to remake this beginning section of the video, and I know the videos are starting, but we're gonna have to remake this section because the audio get kind of messed up at the beginning, and you'll see it cut like right near the sledge area when I go or when I work on sledge. But so I'll go ahead and I'll give you my beginning operators, and then we can cut back to the real video, or well, this is the real video at the beginning for you, but then we'll cut to the separate one where I did that. Anyway, so for obvious reasons, for obvious reasons, we're gonna have to put the recruits down here. I'm sorry, recruits. They don't bring like anything to the table. If you're playing defense, you got no sights. Sights are huge in this game. You'll have like one set. Sure, you can get double secondary gadgets, but those are not as near as good as regular gadgets. Plus, one reinforcement on defense that is just pitiful. Obviously, that goes there. Tachanka, a stationary defender that is not gonna work. So we're definitely gonna have to put Tachanka there. And now we'll start the tier list. So first we're gonna have to put the okay. So big things: S tier, A tier, B tier. B tier means good. B tier for the rest of the video. You need to understand B tier means good tier. It is pretty good. It is decent. It is not bad. I would I would recommend if you have it to be alright. I like S tier. S tier is great. There is a lot of stuff going for the S tier, but the B tier is like, yeah, that's good. A tier is really good. S tier is that is amazing operators. And so yes, Chalky gets down there for obvious reasons. A stationary one speed is terrible. I mean that is worse. His LMG is not as good as a lot of ARs and stuff. He's stationary. His shield doesn't help out that much. There's few situations where he can be good, but right now he's not good enough, and so he's gonna go there. Let me make sure I actually have these in the correct order as I did in the video. Okay, that should be good. So it doesn't hop around too much for you. But first and foremost, we got the Thatchmite combo, or Thermshire, as people might call it. Thatchmite, oh my gosh. I will tell you right now, remember, this is all about console. But oh my goodness, Thermite is the bomb in conjunction with Thatcher. Now we're gonna go with hard breachers first. Thermite is definitely A tier because Thermite brings what no other operator in the game brings, and he brings a hard breaching operator that can breach a gigantic hole with a press of a button. He has a good gun with 30 bullets in the clip. It hits like a truck. He's a 2 armor 2 speed. He's not slow. He does everything he needs to do in an operator. He's got an ACOG. He's got all this kind of stuff. This is an amazing operator. Hands down, I would say hands down is the best hard breacher in the game, at least on console. And then we have Habana, and the reason Habana doesn't quite reach S tier is because Habana lacks one thing on console, one main thing, but also some side things. First main thing, we'll say the main thing is the 10 bullet clip, the 10 less bullets than average. He's rocking, or she is rocking 20 bullets in a clip. Uh, one if you add the bullet in the chamber, but that is not good enough. On console, you can miss some shots. The shots are a lot harder to hit on console. And on console, you're going to need extra bullets. And a lot of times you just need extra bullets, period. I have a game that I'm going to be uploading here soon where it has Thermite clutching it has me playing Thermite clutching a 1 versus 5 because I had extra bullets in that clip. It is huge. When you need to make some clutch plays, you need that. When you need to be able to tap fire or full auto pre-fire or anything like that, those extra bullets are so crucial. And 20 bullets just is not enough, especially for console. Also, now let's talk about the gadget. Sure, she's a 3 speed. 3 speeds are better than 2 speeds. I'll give you that. But that is not enough to get her there because her gun is just not as good. We've already said that. But her gadget, It is better, in my opinion, to open up a smack dab gigantic hole into an objective, because that's what you're trying to do. When you're trying to hard breach, you're not trying to get a little bitty hole to be able to see the objective. You're trying to get into the objective. Hard breaching get you into the objective, right? If you want to make a little hole, get a soft breacher, make them go under or above or something like that. But when you're trying to get in the objective, you want a hard breacher, and your hard breacher's role is to get in there. So in order to do that, you bring a thermite. But if you're trying harder to sneak a Habana in. Sometimes people will say you can open three hatches with Habana. You can't do that with thermite. How many times are you gonna open three hatches? Seriously, how many times do you go to three hatches and three hatches have to be reinforced? How often are you gonna go to three reinforced hatches with Habana? I don't think so. I don't think you're gonna do it that often. It's not a common thing to go to three reinforced hatches. A lot of times you don't use all of your utility. A lot of times you don't use all the thermites, but when you use one of the thermites, you get one thermite is more than three Habana pellets. You get a gigantic hole that you can run through, that a team can run through. A Habana you can maybe run through a little bit, but it's a body size hole, where the other one's a two-person size hole. You can do a lot more stuff with a thermite, with a thermite blown up wall, than you can with a Habana. And so, yes, you can use it to open some little holes to shoot in, but I don't think that is near as good as being able to guarantee an entrance to an objective. And you can also get two hatches with thermite if you wanted to. A lot of times I get one big reinforcement wall, and I get one hatch, and I mean, and that's a great use of the gadget for me. And then finally, we're gonna have Maverick, a three speed, really good gun, but he's lacking one thing, and that main thing he's lacking is good utility. His gadget is just not useful enough. It can break stuff, it can do stuff, but the utility of it is not good enough. Breaking open a hatch takes a while. Breaking open a wall for people to jump through, that takes a while. Sure, it's silent. Sure, he's good. He's got a fast gun, but a good gun does not get you to the A tier or the S tier. That cannot get you there alone. A good gun and a good gadget gets you there, or just a really good gadget. He has a good gun, and he's a 3-speed, but his gadget demolishes him. His gadget is not good enough. You can make silent holes, sure, but when you're trying to help out a team, you're not going to do something as useful as thermite or Habana, and that is why he reaches the tier that he's at. And I like him, I really do. I was planning on maining him for the longest time, but he doesn't reach it for me. So next we're gonna go with the people that support the hard breachers. Thatcher. I think Thatcher is the best operator on attack. To me, it's hands down. Again, hands down, best operator. Thermite's the best hard breacher, but I would say Thatcher is the best operator. Amazing gun. That L85A2, that gun is absolutely insane. Good control. Good control, good damage, good everything. Has a really good ACOG. It's just, that gun is good. It's a good gun. You're very solid with that gun. You there's not much you'd want more out of a good AR. I mean, it's good, has a decent fire rate, not insanely fast, but it's still good. Hits like a truck, but his gadget is what gets him the S tier. I would say this gadget, there's never a situation where this gadget is not useful. You throw it again, there's never a situation. First of all, there's never a situation the gadget's not useful. You throw it in a room, you're going in the objective, throw it in a room, boom, it's probably going to get something. All right. You hit an ADS, it can be shot by ADS, but you throw it against the wall, to the side of a room, it can destroy the ADS. On the other side of the room, can destroy cap cans, can destroy Ellas, can destroy all this stuff. It can disable a lot of stuff. Disable cameras, disable yokai drone, disable. It does so much. And it can disable reticles on the enemy team. So if the enemy team has zero gadgets, You throw it at one of them, at least the reticle is gone. That's just gonna make it the kill a lot easier. And it's absolutely insane. But the main reason he is good is because he can destroy mutes, he can destroy bandits, and he can strike Kayad traps, all while there's no downside. There's no you don't have to. It's guaranteed. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get at. If there is a bandited wall, a muted wall, a Kayeded wall reinforcement, and you have a Thatcher, you know that Kayed, that mute, that bandit trap, those, I mean, it's gone. You throw it down, boom, it's gone on the other side. You might have a bandit try to bandit trick real quick, and that's the only downside. But if he's not sitting there trying to bandit trick, and he's not good at bandit tricking, or you're good at faking him out, then you're getting through that wall. You throw that down, you throw that EMP down, that wall, that's a guaranteed reinforcement right there. It's really hard to defend walls from the outside. If you, I mean, it's hard. So I mean, if you have a garage door and they got a Thatcher, and you get your little bandit traps or whatever, if you're not bandit tricking that, or you're not having some dude run outside and try to shoot the guys trying to do their thing or spawn peek them or something, then that wall's getting through. And with that Thermite Thatcher combo, you can make a gigantic hole anywhere you want to. There's no way they are stopping you. They've got to kill you. There's no, you can have a bandit trap, you can have all this, but as long as you got the Thermite Thatcher combo, if y'all are alive when y'all reach that reinforcement, y'all getting through it. There's nothing they can do to stop you, because you're getting through there no matter what, as long as you're alive. And this is where we talk about Twitch. Twitch is gonna be. Twitch has got the best gun in the game. The F2, best gun in the game, has an insane fire, has an insane damage, really good gun. And her gadget's really good. It can destroy all kind of gadgets. It can irritate people and do all this kind of stuff. Twitch is a really good operator, a really great operator. But Twitch is lacking one thing. Her drone's really good. Her gun, best gun in the game. But the reason she does not get S tier is because her role is supposed to destroy bandits, mutes. It's supposed to help out. It's supposed to destroy enemy gadgets. And so she doesn't have to destroy mutes. She doesn't have to destroy that. She doesn't have to be that Thermite support. But the reason she's not making quite S tier is because her gadget does not guarantee a hard breach. And I understand she can do other stuff, and her role is not necessarily supposed to assist that. But because the reason Thermite gets to top tier is because Thermite does something extraordinary. It makes a gigantic hole in a wall that assists the entire team and makes the objective easily obtainable. Thatcher gets his role because he's useful in every situation, and he assists with the most important thing, which is destroying it, making a gigantic hard breach in a wall. Twitch doesn't completely confirm that. Thatcher guarantees that hard breach. Thermite gets that gigantic hard breach. Twitch cannot guarantee that hard breach. And you can wait all you want. You can wait till later in the round. You can do all this kind of stuff. But it is not a guarantee hard breach with Twitch. But it is with Thatcher. And that is why Okay, my mic turned off. You're going to see it do that a few times throughout the video. It does that. It thinks my mic's not on. But you get the gist. You get the gist, right? The guarantee of the hard breach is just too good to pass up. And so that is why Thatcher gets the S tier. And Twitch, while a really good operator, and I'm not going to complain when someone picks Twitch, but she just barely misses that mark. Now we have Ash. Ash, obviously, great operator. Really good gun. Really good operator. Good gun, good everything. Obvious A tier, right? Three speed, really obvious. Some would say. Maverick is a 3 speed with a really good gun. Ash is a 3 speed with a really good gun. Both of them make the B tier because it's not the speed, it's not the gun that gets you into the A tier and the S tier. It's the gadget that can pull you up out of B tier. Habana still has a really good gadget. Her gadget's good, and it's a real necessity sometimes. I'm not saying her gadget's bad. I'm just saying I think it's not on the same level as Thermites. But it is a good gadget. Twitch, really good gadget. Can be used in conjunction with a Thatcher. She can go out, she can destroy cameras, she can destroy yokai drones, she can do all this. But her gadget does a bunch of other stuff. Not just breaking a wall. Okay? Ash would get the A tier for verticality and all this kind of stuff, but she doesn't have her secondary gadgets don't complement her enough. And that's why you'll see later when we'll place Buck and when we place Buck a little bit higher, Buck's kind of like Ash. Doesn't even have as good of a gun. But the thing Buck has is extra utility to work with him. Buck can shoot multiple of these. Buck has grenades, and that can be used with his verticality. Ash's verticality is not as good. Though Ash is faster, it is just not as good. And that is why we place Zofia right at A tier. And this will be the end of this kind of segment, and then we'll kind of cross over to the extended segment here in a sec. But Zofia, Ash is really good. She can break that barbed wire. She can make you able to run to the objective. But the reason she's not as good is Zofia has an insane gun, better gun. Doesn't do as much damage to do, but an LMG on maybe this is console based. An LMG on console is so insanely huge, and the reason it's huge is because an LMG on console, if you miss a couple of shots, you can keep shooting. If they miss their shots, you miss your shots or whatever, someone gets surprised, or you're shooting at multiple people, you can deal with everybody. You can have a 5-man charge you, and as long as you have your aiming right, you could actually kill all of them. That LMG is absolutely huge. It's a good gun, too. That LMG that she has is not the only reason why she's getting there, but that's a really good reason. LMGs are huge, at least good LMGs, and that's a good LMG she has. But she has 2 impacts, and those impacts do the exact same thing as Ash's, except happen sooner. If you're trying to rush into objective, you use those impacts, and boom, you immediately break the barbed wire. You don't have to wait for the zip. You just boom, you blow it up. You blow it up instantly. You can blow whatever you want up to instantly. Yes, you don't have the exact time to instantly react, but the other team doesn't either. Because it does happen instantly. Both teams have to react simultaneously, and if you have a teammate near you, they can react on command, while the enemy team can't. That is why Zofia is better. Plus, she has concussions. She has extra utility on top of what she already does. She might be a 2-speed, but her utility is so much better. Her gadget is so much better. That is why she reaches the A tier. That is going to conclude this segment. We're going to swap over to the other segment where I'm a little bit more passionate about not a little bit more passionate, but I explain the other stuff in a little bit more detail. I do appreciate y'all for watching this, and continue on in the next segment. Appreciate y'all. Catch y'all later. Peace, my guys.